Hey guys, Tani here. Today I'm going to be doing the Harry Potter spells tag. So the first spell is Expecto Patronum, a childhood book connected to good memories. For this I chose The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This book is one of my all-time favorites. It's a classic for me, and the reason I chose this book really is because anytime I was sad or I needed just a quick pick-me-up, or I was bored, I could turn to this book and read it at any time of the day and it would cheer me up. And it's such a great story, so I just love this because it makes me feel happy and reminds me of being a kid and loving reading, and when this would take me into a different place that I thought was better than what was going on in that period in time. The next spell is JellyLegs Jinx, a fictional romance that made you weak in the knees. For this, I chose Peeta and Katniss's love affair, and I don't have the first book. This book's not even mine, it's my brother's, so I'm trying to catch up in the series right now, but I really love the whole romance between Peeta and Katniss, and so I'm totally Team Peeta, not Team Gale, and I feel bad for Gale because he's really sweet and everything, but Team Peeta all the way. Next is Confundo, a book that left you confused and wanting more. So I chose Divergent for this because at the end of this book, I was just like, what is going on? What is life? How do you move on from this kind of stuff? And I was having serious book hangover issues because at the time I didn't have Insurgent and I hadn't read it, hadn't been able to read it, and so I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't want to pick up any other books or anything. I was just like, I need answers, I'm confused, I need to know more, so that's why I chose Divergent. The next spell is The Cheering Charm, a book that has a character that charmed their way into your heart. So for this I chose Jace from City of Bones, The Mortal Instruments, because at first I kind of didn't know how to feel about him. I was like, he's kind of conceited. I don't know how I feel about this. And then the more I read the book, the more I grew to love him and his character, especially the further you get into the series, because you realize that he's really sweet and worth Clary's time. The next spell is Expelliarmus, a book that took you by surprise. And for me, this was In the After by Demetria Lunetta. Now this book, I didn't know what to expect going in when I read it, and so I was kind of thinking, man, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. It's a zombie book, and I had never really read anything like this, and I actually really loved it. I'm so excited for the next book to come out. It's killing me having to wait because I just want to know what happens so bad, but I'm excited for the next book, and this one really took me by surprise because I didn't know I was going to like it so much, and it's definitely one of my favorite books of all time. The next spell is Pyre Encantato, which is the book that you last read, and that is me, Earl and the Dying Girl. I read this a couple days ago, I think, and it was so amazingly good. The next spell is Alohamora, a book that introduced you to a genre that you had not previously considered. For me, this was Ruby Red, and this is a fantasy novel, which I had never really read any fantasy novels before, so it's really nice getting to branch out a little bit and start looking into other genres. So I'm excited because I read this and I loved it, and now I have to read the second one, but I have to get it first, and I'm waiting to get paid tomorrow because then I can buy it from Book Outlet. I'm so excited. Okay, anyways. So this introduced me to the fantasy genre, and so now I'm going to be reading Throne of Glass, which is right up here. You can't see it, but it's right there. So I'm excited to read Throne of Glass even more now because I know that I like the genre. The next spell is Obliviate, a book or spoiler you would like to forget having read. Let me just pull this down. Thanks to Instagram, I now know what happens in this, and I'm really upset because why post about things when people probably have not read it? Because somebody posted about the ending of this novel like 2 days after it came out. I was like, really? Really? I instantly unfollowed them because I was so upset. And I know it's probably stupid to be upset about, but now I haven't read this now because I'm scared to read it. So Yeah, I wish I could forget about it, but I'm hoping that if I wait a while, I'll forget about what was spoiled and it'll be like reading it without having known what had happened. The next spell is Imperio, a book that you had to read for school. Now this, I chose Animal Farm by George Orwell. I really enjoyed this little book. It's not very long at all, and it's a really great read. I like George Orwell a lot, actually, but this I didn't expect to like at all, and I actually really enjoyed it, so I was glad that in high school they made us read it. And the last spell for today is Aguamenti, which is a book that made you cry. And I'm sure most of you will have seen this coming, but I picked The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I have never in my life cried so much over a book. The first book that ever made me cry was Black Beauty, and I haven't really cried in a book since then. Nah. Now with this book, life, what is life? All the feels ever, right here. And they're not all happy feels, they're pretty much sad feels, so if you read this, be prepared, because you're gonna bawl your eyes out. Yeah. Alright guys, that's it for the Harry Potter spells tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't done this video, or if you're not tagged, I tag you. I hope that you do this, because I would love to see what you guys do and what books that you pick. So, enjoy doing that, because it was a lot of fun. I just enjoyed doing it a lot. I love Harry Potter, and it was really fun to kind of go through and see all of the different spells and be able to put books too. Alright guys, have a great day or night or weekend or whatever, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you next time.